Welcome back, everyone, to week 30 of our weekly updates and portfolio adding challenge thing, I guess. This week, I'm going to give a quick update on what I've been up to and why you haven't seen many videos recently. And I think I have everything up to date from the few weeks I missed, so I'll get to that too. I hope you enjoy. Okay, so over the past few weeks, we've seen the spot price in uranium tick lower. And that's principally what my update is about because I have been drilling down into many facets of the thesis and I've been looking for what I might not know, what I could use more information about, and what might be going wrong. And there were a few things that I was making assumptions about, and I reviewed them and I come to the not conclusion, but my thesis is stronger than ever. Ironically, I've looked and I've updated my scenarios, and it has caused me to increase my price target on uranium and to be slightly more aggressive. And I'm not going to go too much into particulars in this video, and I don't really want to be adding uh, too many more names to the portfolio. But needless to say, after doing my research, after going through, after updating everything, I am more bullish, and I have since in the past week made some more purchases in my personal portfolio. And so, yeah, that's what I've been up to. I've been looking through a whole lot of data and a whole lot of different information, and I have been rather enjoying the results and what I've been seeing. So the first addition for this week is going to be some laramide. Now, it was down a bit last week, along with spot of uranium, but the important thing is July 14th is the date that we all know is supposed to be 90 days for the tariffs, or not tariffs, sorry, for Section 232 decision, which is not tariffs, again, not. So that is in mid-July. However, May 31st is a potential interesting day too, because that is when the labor agreement is set to expire. So that's next week, and we'll see how that goes. But that could potentially cause a start ahead of 232. But aside from that, 232, Laramide has some assets in the U.S. It could. We'll see. I think that their assets in Australia also are interesting, but we'll see how that progresses. Now, this is one I haven't spoken about in a while. I think it was day 4 or something that I first uh, added GoviX. And again, I will be adding GoviX. Now, why? What changed? Well, nothing really changed except for I was looking and wanted to add some more of stuff that is quite close to ready and potentially maybe slightly higher cost than the ISR or other stuff. So for that, you kind of mostly have to go to Africa, and GoviX is in Africa. Now, their mine plan is for 2.7 or so million pounds per year. It varies, which is not huge. However, they do have a rather large resource. And as I will talk more about in a sec, um, one of the more interesting things going on right now in the uranium space is uh, China, basically a Chinese company, is trying to take over the Rossing mine in Namibia. Now, Namibia is not thrilled about that because of competition and such. So the thought process here is, okay, well, if they're not going to, or if they're going to have trouble going to Namibia and securing um, uranium there going forward, potentially, maybe not, maybe they'll be able to continue doing it. Who knows? We'll see. But if they can't, where else might they go? Now, here is where I'll talk slightly more about the Rossing transaction. So, recently, Rio Tinto has said that they're going to be closing down the Rossing mine by mid-2020 or something, June 2020, if the sale isn't finalized. Now, Namibia is not super happy about the sale because it would give China a uranium mining monopoly in Namibia. That being said, if they do it or if they don't do it, this would not necessarily be super positive for a takeout candidate, being Bannerman. So if whether China has both of two mines in Namibia or one of one when Bannerman is progressing theoretically, either way, takeout of Bannerman might not be allowed. That being said, I know the CEO of Bannerman has spoke about potentially financing the construction via potentially an offtake agreement. So therefore, they would have primary access to the supply without necessarily owning the mine. That is still an option. It is a higher cost mine, and it is very close to ready, and it has a sizable deposit, a meaningfully large deposit. They would be mining 9 million pounds for the first few years and then 7 million pounds for a long time afterwards if they get into production. And again, the price for them is the major issue. But I do want to point out that this Rossing thing is extremely interesting because Rossing produces 6.5 million pounds a year. If that is forced to close, that's big. That's rather big. Now here we are with a updated look at the portfolio. I finally added those things from the last few weeks. Had a bit more time this week, a bit more energy when it came to the weekend to do this. So it's in the red, but I'm glad we're adding to some weakness in the uranium names. I really am enthusiastic. Let's put it that way. It may not sound like it, but I try not to overhype things, but I'm enthusiastic. Let's put it that way. And so yeah. Now before I leave off, we're gonna quickly cover a few things. The trade war still seems to be escalating if you follow that news feed. But the dollar has not been as super strong as it looks. I still believe the U.S. economy may be stronger than a few other places in the world, but it does seem to be deteriorating everywhere. I'm not calling for a recession. I'm just saying it doesn't seem super strong. But as I said, been focusing most of my attention on the uranium space recently. Um, the sentiment in gold looks rather atrocious, but that's good. I like that. And on diamonds, the pricing, there was a bit of a downward blip. I saw something, but anyway, diamonds were having a bit of trouble, but that is again economic, I think, um, related to the economy, and most of the trouble was in the smaller stones, which again is not um, what mostly not what we're dealing with Lucara, but diamond price falling is diamond price falling, but again, the supply is coming off in a few months. So we'll see what things are looking like on the flip side of that. And yeah, that's basically most of what I wanted to cover here. So thanks everyone. Have a great week. As always, everyone, please do your own research before making any investment decisions. This channel shall not be liable for any losses incurred from investment decisions made as a result of information obtained on this channel. Good luck with your investments. I'll catch you next time.